Hey, how y'all doing? This is Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz, and this is the Figure of Speech Talkcast, powered by Blast Music 24/7, Esoterica Entertainment, and you. Today, we have the esteemed pleasure of having on, um, she been around a while, but y'all just didn't know it. She's a rising star. Ursula Robinson, come on in.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, I'm so excited to have you on today.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me here, Sharita.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We can just dive right into it.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
let's see. When did you know that you had a passion for the arts?
I guess when it was kind of I've always been passionate about doing stuff, but I was really like, I don't know, audience, if you don't know this, I grew up with Sharita. We've known each other since we were
Yay!
knee high to a grasshopper. And so,
Yeah.
my family is very athletic. So I was always in athletics. But I really
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that I really loved performing and doing that stuff until we had to on Shell, Shell was decided that all of the grandkids needed to do Christmas caroling.
Oh,
And so we had to go caroling. And then we went through the neighborhood and we went caroling. And then they decided to do it at Christmas dinner. Because all of my grandparents, their kids, everybody came for Christmas and
everybody.
Thanksgiving, right? And
Yes.
so we did it for Christmas. And then my Aunt Joyce, she said, well, we should add something else to it. Maybe we'll do a nativity scene. So then we started doing a nativity scene. And then Aunt Joyce said, no, let's add some talent. So then we started doing talent. So I've been doing a show since I was a kid. Every Christmas we did a show. Yeah. And so that's when I knew that it was what I wanted to do. Yes.
I know that's
definitely.
right.
I love performing. Like everybody else stopped doing the show, except I was still doing the show up until maybe my junior year, probably my sophomore year of college, because nobody wanted to do the show anymore.
First and foremost, I want to say rest in power to Miss Shell. I remember her. She was such a vibrant person.
Yes.
So did you perform at high school?
I did. I took a drama class with Mrs. Edwards and Kaiser. And and
Shout
so
out Miss Edwards, I remember
yes. Right. And so Mrs. Edwards was great. I had a great time in her class. I took drama class then, and then when I went to Grimsley, I took drama up under Mr. Z. And so so I did drama in school, and I did drama and stuff at church because I went to Wales, and so Wales Memorial.
If you a green girl, you know Wales Memorial.
Yes. At Christmas time, we did a little show. We did stuff.
Yeah.
And we did stuff throughout the throughout the year. They worked with the youth, and I did things. And I guess really after maybe middle school, elementary school, middle school or something, it's kind of when I had solidified that this is kind of what I wanted to do. I forgot. I did do oh Lord, I forgot what elementary school I went to. What elementary school did we go to?
Did you go to Lindley?
I went to Lindley. Okay then. So it was at Lindley that they had a French immersion class. So they put me in the French class. And we did a play in the French class. And I told my mama, I think I forgot to tell her what day to have my costume. I think I told her. I'm not sure. But I was the only kid on stage without a costume. And they had these fake rowboats. And I can still remember. And we were rowing the boat singing, Farah Jacques, dormez-vous. Yes, that was my first play.
Oh wow! And the only reason I know that you went to Lindley is because my aunt Rita went to Lindley.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay. So when she runs down the schools that she went to, I know those are schools y'all had to go to because I was right across the street. So, in pursuit of your passion for the arts, you went to school at Shaw, right? And so, what did you do with your college training?
Yes. Okay. I went to Shaw University, and while I was there, I met wonderful, wonderful people. Went to school with some great people. Actually, I went to school with the Lords of the Underground, the rap group.
Oh
They
wow!
were,
Shouts out to
yeah.
Underground.
Yeah, and so one of them was a drama major, and then the other
Mm.
ones kind of met each other while they were there at Shaw, and that's the time that I was there. Oh, I'm about to put the age on myself, but yeah, but that was about the
Yes.
time. And while I was there, I became more in love with theater, more in love with doing what I was doing, and I started writing when I was young. When I was about 6 or 7, I wrote a poem. My mother let me say it in church, and ever since then, I have been writing. I wrote a little simple kid poem. I think it was like a haiku or something. And I was
Yeah.
impressed. My mother loved it. So, and I wrote my first play at Grimsley in the creative
Mm.
writing class. When I
Wow,
was
your first play?
yes, my first play. Yes. And he let us. We did a. He was so impressed with it. I can't remember the teacher's name, but he was so impressed with it. He let us do a performance of it. And so we did like a read through, and my brother was in my play because he was in the class with me, Reggie. And
Shouts out to Reggie.
yes. And so it was great. I love writing, and I love acting. I love, crafts, anything creative. I love doing it because to me, it feeds me, It's like, oh
Mhm.
yes, I love
I
it.
know that's right. I know that's right. So you graduated from Shaw.
Mhm.
Did you go to school anywhere else before you got down to South Carolina?
Oh, yes, I went to University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and that's
Okay,
where I have
okay.
a MFA in acting, and I learned so much. I was stretched as an actress, and that's when I got an opportunity really to kind of meet some of the people at North Carolina A&T.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was at UNCG, I did stuff with people at North Carolina A&T. I had opportunity to experience a lot of different things, and so after UNCG, um, I taught at A&T for a couple of years before
Wow.
I moved to Orangeburg. I moved to Orangeburg to get a full-time job with benefits at South Carolina State University and everything. But I taught at North Carolina A&T for a couple of years as an adjunct. Right.
Okay. That's all right. I didn't even know that you had to stop at A&T. That's a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful place to get
Oh,
some
yes. Yes.
real good experience.
Yes. In fact, the at the time, the person who was over the theater department, Frankie Day, graduated from South Carolina State. So
Oh.
she knew that they were looking for someone. She knew that I wanted to try to find full time, a tenure track position in education, and so he recommended me for the job. And after some twists and turns and ups and downs or whatever, I ended up in Orangeburg.
Oh man, so I know there had to be a change for you because just because it's North Carolina and South Carolina, it's two different cultures going on.
It definitely is a very different culture. And when I came here at first, it was really kind of hard to make friends and try to connect to people and things like that. Yeah, it was rough. But I stayed here, and now I have like family clusters, I like to call them. I found out that my grandmother's from Orangeburg, and my grandfather's from Cameron, which is like 10 or 15 minutes away. And
Okay.
but I don't think they met each other until they met in Greensboro. And but yeah, so it's interesting. So I came here and I already had family. And
That's awesome.
my cousin was married to a young lady whose family was in Orangeburg. So she contacted her family members, and I came when I first came here, and I was staying with my cousin's wife's family.
Did you wow. That
Right?
that's God leading you to a place of comfort,
Right.
letting you know that
Right.
wherever you were going, you were going to be taken care of.
Yes, isn't that amazing? And I was saying,
Yes.
God, like, how would you bring me back to this place where my grandparents were from? And what kind of thing, because I always think that I just believe that nothing is coincidence. And so that me coming back here, perhaps in some way, has done something for my family and for our legacy, definitely for my destiny, I believe.
That's right.
So it may be if I had had the umption or the gumption to go to New York at the age of 18 and go up there, my life would have been different. But I think that this is how God wanted it.
Absolutely, because you've made, oh, we're going to talk about all the tremendous strides that you have made, the way that God led you through your experience and your passion. Because what they say, he'll give you your heart's desire, as long as it's in will for his line for his will for your life, right?
Right.
You got to USC and you're having fun with the program, you're teaching, you're writing. When did you decide that you were gonna write plays for your students?
I was writing plays in undergrad and in graduate school. So once I started at the age of 17, I've been writing since then. And so I was writing monologues and doing little skits and stuff at Shaw University. And when I got to UNCG, I was doing full-fledged productions, writing productions, because I felt like that we needed representation. And I wanted to have African-American and African-American women be showcased. And so I wrote stuff of that. And when I got here to South Carolina State, I had an opportunity to write here also. So to write and produce. But then I wasn't just doing it at the school. I started attending Spiritual Foundation Ministries. And at Spiritual Foundation Ministries, I started producing plays with them. Wow. And then I started producing plays on my own. And one of the things that I do very well is that I like to write biographical plays. So people hire me. I work on commission, where they pay me to write something about a family member, about a particular thing in history, or even about a subject matter. And so those things have been very, very wonderful to me, because I like telling stories. I like sharing people's stories. I was even hired by the city of Bamberg to write a play about the history of Bamberg, South Carolina. So I've been doing a lot. I've written stuff for people in this community and people different places. And I've gone several different places, to Detroit and to Atlanta, different places with my productions.
All right. So let's talk about this one woman stage play that put you on. What was the name of that play?
It was called Skinny, One Woman's Journey to Fat. And it's definitely a play about this character, Divine, who goes through this journey of trying to figure out who she is. So many times we identify ourselves by the size of our thighs, as opposed to the size of our heart or who we are. And it's just this journey. And it's a almost one woman play, because I have another character in the play.
Okay.
It's my love interest. And his name is Plate. So it's really satirical. And what it is you have a love affair with Plate because everything else around you was not great. And it's really funny. It's interactive. I won an award for best play, best playwriting, or best writing at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival.
That's right. That's why I said that's the one that put you on right there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't realize it, but the one thing that we can identify with the most with ourselves is the one thing that's going to serve folks in that same place. There's a certain amount of people set for every individual, because of course, love your neighbor like you love yourself. And our biggest job is to serve out here. So whenever we set our mind to that one thing, we're serving the people that fall up under our umbrella, if you will.
Yes, definitely serving.
And I'm so glad that you were able to take that opportunity to. A lot of people are scared to talk about the things that are closest to their heart.
Right.
But at the same time, you get over that fear and you're on to something.
But listen, if you can imagine that the things that you have gone through, it's almost like I think this is the way that they discovered the cure for the way that they discovered penicillin was not through methods that people may go through or think that you would discover medicine from mold and from those kind of things, right? So you got to think about it, that the things that were meant to destroy you could ultimately be the medicine for someone else. Because when we took, and I don't want to get into the controversy of it, but when we took those COVID vaccines, those who did it, those who didn't, they formulated that really from a version of COVID that they had. Because, you know, that's how they do the vaccinations. They take some of the virus, maybe give you a little bit of it. And that's what the flu shot is. They give you a little bit of the flu to build up your antibodies. So when you have been through something, you have built up a defense, hopefully, against that thing, and you have survived it. So I could talk to you about surviving these things because I went through it, and I'm here and I'm alive. And even though I may still deal with these things, I have a message. So we think about it as a ladder. And if I'm on step 5 of the ladder in dealing with how to be more friendly to yourself, you're on the ladder 4. I can on level 4. I can at 5, I can still give you something on 4.
That's right.
And at 5, I'm looking up to 6, 7, 10. I'm looking up to them to give me the ideas or the tools to get to the next level. So that is that term people use a lot, each one reach one. So when you can reach one person, your my spiritual mother says this all the time, Faith Washington, let my experience be your wisdom.
That will teach.
Yes, honey. Teach and preach.
That's right. That's right. So let's talk about how you managed to break into Hollywood. I was looking, because I'm aware of you, and I've always taken the time to keep up with you. That's how I know about the stage play. And I was watching this show called Hot Town. And I said, that looked like Ursula.
Yeah.
So I went to IDMB. And I said, Ursula Robinson. I said, ah! And see, that's the thing. You was a quiet storm. Because I didn't even know that you was on a show on Hulu. Yes. Can you tell us about how you acquired? Now you like I said, you're stealth. Yeah. So was that your first experience in Hollywood, or was there another one before that? That we're not aware of?
It was before that. I think my first SAG feature was in Lady of the Manor. It's a movie by Justin Long. And it's on some of the pay-per-view channels and stuff, and they had a national release of it, but to limited theaters. And I filmed it in February, and I think a couple of 2 or 3 weeks later, the entire country shut down for COVID. So I filmed it right before COVID. And it was my first union feature, which is SAG, Screen Actors Guild. Let me make sure I know what I'm saying. Screen Actors Guild. And so, right, you're like, this right here, that comes from living a long life.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Right. And so that was my first thing. And let me tell you, it was amazing. I'm on set with the people that I've seen on television. And when I came in and did my role, they were like, oh my God, and she can act. She can act. And they were like, oh, she can act. And I was like, that's why you hire people, right?
That's what I do.
That's what I do. I like, that's why you hire people, whatever. So I don't know whatever was going on, but they were just so welcoming. And it was so warm. So that was kind of the beginning of what I was doing. And then then COVID happened, and we were already doing self-tapes because see, the world opened up for me when we were able to do self-tapes at home and then send them in, as opposed to going into a room, an audition room. I've done auditions in rooms, and I've gone through and done those things, but the opportunity to stay where I am and to send my tape off opened up the world to me, and even became even more pronounced when COVID happened. So during COVID, a lot of the casting directors, what they did was they asked actors, hey, we want to get to know new actors. So actors send in these auditions and let's see, what's going on. So Jack Kennedy, who is the casting director for CSI, they had it was Kennedy something. I forgot the exact name of the casting company, but he was the one who contacted me. I put in my audition. First of all, let me say this. I was doing a lot of auditions for a lot of different things for people who wanted to showcase actors because, actors were out of work and COVID was shut down and everything. And I was saying to my girlfriend, Deneen, I said, Deneen, honey, there's a lot of stuff and we're just doing all these auditions for everything. And I was like, now that we were locked up for COVID, that meant that the million things that I already used to do, I didn't have to do, and I had planned to just sleep. That first 3 months of COVID, honey, I just slept, and I was
because
like, I was
been
scared.
On the move.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I was scared to go out, and I stayed home and went to sleep and did all the things that everybody did, wiped down my groceries and all the stuff like that. I did all that. Yeah. But she said, "Do this one." Miss Ursula, do this one. I promise you. And I did it and sent it in to Jack Kennedy. He inboxed me and he said, I am doing a feature on African-American actors who are not represented. Would you like to be a part of that? And I was like, yeah, of course I would. So I think they got about maybe 50,000 auditions. And out of that, he might have done 50 or 100 African Americans. And when he featured me, then I had agents coming to me. I didn't have an agent. And this is how I got my, I was working freelance with an agent. And that agent, I got Hightown. Yes. And, so I got Hightown. And then I took a class with Get Seen Studios. And I met Joy Purvis, and I took the class with Joy, and I really liked her. She liked what I had to offer, and now that's the agency that I'm with now. And I love it because my acting sister, my good friend, Arisha Connor Frierson, she is also with Jay Purvis. She was with them before, and I love what they were doing for her. And I was like, okay, so let's look at this Jay Purvis. Let's do it. And they have such wonderful people. My agent before then, a wonderful woman. I have been blessed to have great experiences, so I'm very thankful for that, and so this is kind of how the ball got rolling. So I started in Hightown, and I was doing stuff with Hightown, and now let me tell you how God can do things, honey, because I had the role in Hightown. I auditioned for I played a Shanice. I auditioned for the other role.
Really? Which one?
Right. My friend who was in there with me cleaning up the dead bodies. The one who was with me. She's actually Jamaican, right?
Really?
She's Jamaican. I had to do a Jamaican accent. Yeah, she's actually Jamaican. And so I auditioned for her role. Then they came back, right, and had me audition for Shanice. And they took some of her lines and gave it to Shanice. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I got cast. I got cast in the role, and it was everybody there was so nice. And so as the story evolved, the other person, she was killed off in the story, and then they had to bring me back.
Shanice.
Yes, keep Shanice. And they were looking for me. If you look at the last few episodes before, because that was the final season. I came back for the final season. And man, my pictures all over the place. My pictures in all the because they were looking for that. We looking for this lady. We looking for this lady. And it was just the people were wonderful. The showrunners, everybody. The actors, oh man. Great people. It was great being down in Wilmington and shot in Wilmington. And let me tell you a little secret. Because we were in COVID, they had COVID regulations where we had to go. I had to go and stay in a hotel for like, I think it was 3 days. 3 days or something like that. At one point in time, one was 3 days and another one was 7 days. After you get tested, you have to isolate yourself and all this stuff. And so, but I had to go and pick up some supplies. So I went to this Walmart in Wilmington. Oh my God. And I'm not trying to advertise for Walmart, but let me tell you, this Walmart was like walking into TJ Maxx, or it was like an upscale. I was like, what? Is this what they do in Wilmington? And you know, I'm a shopper. I don't know if you're a shopper, Sharita, but I'm a shopper.
I'm becoming a shopper.
Yeah. Listen, when I walked into that Walmart, I was just like, because, honey, I had a ball, right? Because I had to go in there real quick. I was just walking through, staying away from people. I was quadruple maxed and everything. And I just went in there because I just went to pick up some personal stuff. And I was like, look at all of this. It was like a paradise or something. And sometimes when I talk to people about that Walmart, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's on so and so, and I was like, yes. But I had a great time, and in the midst of doing that, the job that I got with Justin Long, Lady of the Manor, my reader was one of my students. My students have been a part of my journey. They have they have helped to coach me, inspire me, and then I have coached and inspired them. And I want them to know that it is very possible. Sometimes as an actor, it could be hard. It's a hard job to try to break into the business. It's much easier than it used to be. When I was younger, you would have to move somewhere. Because in order to get an audition, if you stayed in your town or whatever, you would have to drive somewhere, because Atlanta was not the place that it is now with all of these wonderful stuff. So you would have to go. It's like, if you want to be an actor, you got to go to LA. You got to go to New York. You know, and then they start saying Chicago, and then then it's different places. But it was never Greensboro.
Never.
So, but I mean, I found such wonderful things to do in Greensboro, because there's a lot of great people in Greensboro doing great stuff too. That's and so, right. So this has been the journey for me, has been about showing people, one, that God hears the prayers of young kids. God heard my prayers. Two, God is allowing me to live my dream. He's opening doors. He's doing that. And he always had this purpose for me. Yes. And I don't know if this was the time it was supposed to be, but it's here, it's now. If I skip my time and then it came, some people but I believe right now is such a perfect time for me because of who I am.
That's right.
As an actress, but also too as a business owner, because when you're an actor, you own your business because you own you, unless somebody got paperwork on you.
That's right.
But you own yourself. You got to market yourself when you do that. And so now I'm at a level where I'm very comfortable with a lot of different things. I know who I am as an artist. And so I think that's why now is such a great time for this. But I also too, while I'm working on those things, I needed to keep my feet on the ground and get some checks coming in while I was doing the other stuff, right? And so I have the great colleague who comes to be supportive. So when I go to do things, he's working with the kids, he's holding down the program, and he's doing those things. Very supportive. People around me supportive. My church is supportive. Spiritual Foundation Ministries. Oh, did I tell you I'm over the creative spiritual arts department? So I work with youth. I work with everybody in the church. I do lots of different things. I've been in public relations and doing all kinds of different stuff like that. So the stuff that I'm doing now for me as an actress, I have done for my production company. I've done for my church. I've done it for my school. I've done it for different entities. So I'm just like,
it's time for you now, girl.
Yes, come on, Sharita.
Hold on real quick.
Yes.
Hold on real quick. Listen, we got to break out for the Blast Artist of the Week, and then we're going to come right back to you, all right?
Okay.
Look at you. I'm so happy for you. Vic, take us away.
As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now, look in the mirror, tell me what you see. See. You don't see me like I see me. You don't see me like I see me. Nah. You don't see me like I see me. A black god, a black queen. You don't see me like I see me. You don't see me like I see me. Nah. But I see you like I see me. You're a black god, a black queen. Look in the mirror, tell me what you see. I mean, do you really see a hoe? Society calls you bitch, but you are not a dog. It's the other way around, baby girl. You are a god. I know you probably never heard of this, so I suggest you take a hold of this. Yeah, it's some people on this boat that's poking holes in it, but we gon' patch it up anyway and just float on it. People say we don't reflect God, but we the co-creators with God. So if somebody got a problem, then that's their problem. They need to take that up with God, cause we been here since the beginning. Team black girl, yeah we winning, but we gotta stop with the division. Where light is right and black is whack, that's superstition. Cause Willie lynched us regardless of the difference, but we don't get it. A reflection of you, you're a reflection of me. We're a reflection of God, and inside us is the key. We hold the secrets of the universe, produce the universal kings. We produced Martin with the dream. We produced Elijah, Kareem, and we produced Farrakhan on the scene, yeah. But you don't see me like I see me. But you don't see me like I see me, nah. You don't see me like I see me. A black god, a black queen. But I see you like I see me. But I still see you like I see me, yeah. I see you like I see me. You're a black god, a black queen. A black god, a black queen. Black god, a black queen. You don't see me like I see me. A black god, a black queen. A black god, a black queen. A black god, a black queen. But I see you like I see me. Royalty. Look in the mirror, tell me what you see. I mean, do you really see a nigga? Do you really see a thug? Do you see a drug dealer? Do you really see a savage or a beast or a killer? Well, I don't. I know you've got a lot to carry, a wide load. They changed your name from Kuta Kinte into John Doe. You say your eyes is wide open, but your mind closed. Cause you don't think that you a god. But I know that you got more to offer than what shows. Your dirt's been exposed, but you gotta dig deep to find gold, to find gems, to find gold. That's what you are. Ain't nobody gotta tell you you a star. That's why you want the finer things, the gold chains and the diamond rings. Cause the king deserve it all, no LeBron. You're a reflection of me, I'm a reflection of you. We're a reflection of God, and inside us is the truth. You are the creator of the universe, the sun, the stars, and the moon. Anything you think you can do, don't you know your mind is a womb? Your thoughts can give birth to something new. But you don't see you like you should see. You don't see you like you should see, nah, nah. You don't see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. But I see you like you should see. But I still see you like you should see, yeah, yeah. I see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. Black god, a black king. Black god, a black king, yeah. But you don't see you like you should see. You're a black god, a black king. A black god, a black king. A black god, a black king. But I see you like you should see. You're royalty.
That's what's up. All right, we're back.
Yes.
We were just talking about how you allow God to lead you into all of these places for others, and now it's your time, right?
Yes, it is. It definitely
So
is.
after Hightown, and I wanted to say that they was missing an element when you left for that little bit of time. I watched it, and I'm not even a TV watcher or anything like that. I've gotten married to someone who really likes TV and stuff, and I'm the listen to music, writing type. So I have to definitely compromise. But one of the shows that I started watching, intentionally, was Hightown, because you were in it. Whenever you weren't in it for that little bit of time, it was really truly an element missing. They had to bring you back.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And maybe I'm partial because I'm a fan and family, because I'm gonna call myself family, because Barrett's.
We definitely are family.
I was just like, where's she at? Y'all gonna bring her back? I went back to IDEMB, and I said, where's she at? All right. So then, after Hightown, what other experiences have you? Yeah.
After Hightown, I ended up doing some independent films and doing some different things, and I started also too. I'm still producing and writing plays. I still do that. That's majority of my time is spent producing and writing, and so. And in the midst of it, I've done some independent. I did Bermuda. I've done some things. So, and then in the midst of that, I am doing lots and lots of auditions and going places and doing great stuff. And I had other jobs. I can't remember everything at this moment in time. I worked with Tammy Mack out in LA. I did a movie with her called The Plantation Tours. Oh, and it's really good. And so I've done a lot of different things. And then I had this opportunity. I got this audition. And this audition was for a toothless lady who was beating down a preacher. And she had her sons beating down the preacher. And I stood in my audition and I was doing it and I was adding stuff to it. And I was like, and my girlfriend Ursula, she's like, "Ooh, Ursula, that might be a little too much." I said, No, I think this is what they want. And then I got the phone call from my agent, and that's how I got Linda on Divorce in the Black, Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black. Yes.
And okay, so now I'm gonna say it. If y'all don't know and you ain't seen the scene would a woman tell her sons, take him out?
Get
I was paraphrasing. Can you do it when you looked into that one line?
Get Cody. No, not the casket.
I think the nation went wild, the world, because crime is, worldwide. Everyone went wild. I think there's anything in that movie that people will remember is when you told your sons to get that boy out the box.
Yes.
I was like, no, she didn't. Was that improv or was that written in? If you're at liberty to say.
Yeah, it was scripted. Yes, it definitely was. It was scripted, and it was such a wonderful scene. And the young men who played my sons, they said to me, and I said, I don't remember saying this, but they said to me later, they're like, "Mom, you said it. You said there has never been an opening to a movie like this. See, I'm a movie buff and I'm a television buff. I watch all kinds of things. I like only thing I don't watch is horror movies.
Me either. It is not for me.
Yeah, but listen, I will play in one. Cause see, the scary stuff is the music.
It's the build up.
Right, it's the music, and the music start doing, and I go, yeah, like this. But without the music, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I will play in one. So if you want to cast me in something, don't be afraid to do that, because I will. I have a great screen, and so so here I am getting this opportunity to do this, and I said, this is going to be big. And I don't remember saying it, but they told me I said it, and I probably did. And because I was like, I've never seen this done, because it set the movie. After that scene, the movie, you knew exactly where we were going, what was going. It really set the movie up. Mr. Perry did such a great job of creating this atmosphere where this powerful explosion can happen.
Yes.
And it worked. And I just thank God that he saw something in me that would let him cast me in this particular role. And I had a great time. Oh man, let me tell you. My first day on set, I met Tyler Perry. I met Richard Lawson, Debbie Morgan, Joseph Lee Anderson, and had my very first scene shooting was with Megan Good.
Legendary, folks.
Let me just tell you, could you walk into a better situation? Could you go into something? I was like, I am surrounded by legacy and greatness.
Yes. And you fit right in, because you are legacy and greatness.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it was great. I was just so enthused to be there. No, man, I was like, oh my God. I can't believe this.
You had to hold that in. You had to hold the fan back.
I was like, God, this is me. Okay, this is me. We got this. We got this. And I enjoyed it. And the people at Tyler Perry Studios, beautiful people. Let me tell you, I really enjoy set life. I'm just tell you why. Because on set life, you really don't do anything but concentrate on doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is creating a three-dimensional character that is believable, making connections with other characters, that you know the direction in which the director is trying to take this, and you give them what they want so that we can create a cohesive piece of art, right? So they allow you the freedom. On most sets, they do this. On all the sets, they do this. They bring the food to you. They pick out the clothes. They do your makeup. I didn't have to make no decisions except for like what I wanted to eat. And it was so much stuff that you could choose from. And then, I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm a very social person. So even when I was working, let me say this too. I did a lot of background work too, so that I could understand how television is made, how movies are made. And I think that's very important. If you want to be in this industry, try doing some background work, because that's going to show you some things. It's going to train you, one, to know where the camera is, how you need to move and navigate yourself to make sure that you're making love to the camera. So you got to figure out how to make love to the camera when you're the focus and when you are the side chick.
That's a good analogy.
Right? Yeah. Right. So I did a lot of background work, and I learned so much from the African American people working backgrounds. I worked a lot of African American shows and things, and you've seen me in some of those things. Come Sunday, I was in the choir. I was a member of the choir. What Men Want. I had a scene, like a moment with Taraji P. Henson. It ended up on the cutting room floor, but you can still see me in that scene when she first discovers the voids, and my husband says something to her about her breast and everything in his head, and she can read it. And I'm looking at her like, Are you trying to steal my man? What you doing? Right. And I'm so thankful for those experiences because I had the opportunity to meet Andrea Craven, who is a casting person. I think she has in her own company, but she also used to do for Bill Marinella casting in Atlanta. And so I just made inroads. God just opened up doors and everything. So for me to find myself in this moment with Tyler Perry Studios doing what I love to do, it was so beautiful. And they're nice people. We talk, we joke. I mean, we had a good time. I had a great time on Hightown too. And I've never really had a bad set experience, really, except for one time. And that was just because, I don't know, just a production person. And I just whatever. But it was it. It was it. Yeah. It was just a communication problem. But I've never really had, and I love set life because all you do is work on your art and you talk to other people. These are things I love that stuff. And so, so it was beautiful, beautiful opportunity. Yeah.
So that was a hit. I believe that might have, I don't know, did it set a record?
Yeah, it was number one. It was number one. It was number one for a long time. And I think that's the one that increased the number of subscriptions to Amazon, or was it Netflix? One of them did it. I can't keep it up, but one of them, either Beauty and Black, set the number, a record number for of new people to Netflix, or was it Amazon Prime? And Ursula, I need to get my information correct.
Divorce in the Black was on Amazon, and Beauty and Black was on Netflix, and we're about to get to that one.
Okay.
Listen, so this is so exciting because I've seen you grow. I love watching people grow.
Yes, thank you very much.
You got this exceptional experience on the Tyler Perry Studios. Like, I mean, that whole that Army base turned into a studio.
Yes,
I know it's amazing just to be there.
It is.
And then you know, you're not even off of the roller coaster high of breaking records with this new company that you're working with this new platform that you're working with. Then they call you back and say, hey, Beauty in the Black. What's that? How did that happen?
It was, honey, it was beautiful. So I got the audition. I got the audition notice. I did the audition and I went to the callbacks. And so at the callbacks, the character was an older woman. And at the callbacks, I was the only woman in my age bracket. And so it was all these younger girls in there wearing the outfits, the stripper outfits and that kind of stuff like that. So all those young ladies in there. And I was like, well, who is my competition? I was like, well, who am I competing against? Because that's what we do. You know, that's what we do. We look and say, well, who's my competition? Let me see what I got to work on. Let me see, what I got to do up in here, right? And I was like, and I called my girlfriend. I was like, I said, Arisha, I'm the only woman of age in this place.
Oh my.
She's like, oh, because you got it. I like, well, honey, I don't, I'll claim it, but I'll name it when I sign the contract. No.
That's it though.
But it was
that's a humility. That's a humility in you.
Yeah. I am thankful. I'm really thankful that people see the gift in me and that people want to work with me, and not in a the low self-esteem kind of thing. No, I am thankful.
If there's anything, your confidence is through the roof.
Thankful because I know what I've been through to get here. So I'm thankful for the opportunities. I'm thankful, and I know that my thankfulness is opening doors not just for me, but for my kids, for my students. Because you know my family, and you know my family were givers. They were people of the community, just like your grandfather, Mr. Baird. Yeah, and so we are blessings because the people before us were blessings. Your grandfather, Mr. Barrett, was a blessing to the community. He was a blessing to his family. He was, he was the shop teacher. And I enjoyed, honey. I made a wooden plant hanger in his class. He always gave me a break because I wasn't doing stuff right. He always gave me a break and everything. But he was such a great person. But he was such a community activist. He was always about community. And when he passed, I did this video about where is community, because he was definitely a community activist and a person about making the community better. I remember, and I'll tell you just about how we used to be as a community.
You're gonna break me all the way down today, girl. Go ahead.
I had a Charlie horse in my leg, right? I had a Charlie horse on my leg. I didn't know what was going on. Then years later, I knew what it was. But I got this cramp and it felt like somebody was stabbing my leg. And I was screaming, crawling through the house. I didn't know what to do. And my grandparents were gone. It was just like me and my brothers were there. And I was crawling. And my brother said, what is wrong? What's going on? I was like, I'm dying. And Mr. Barrett called.
He heard you across the street. You know he knows you.
Mr. Barrett called. And Mr. Barrett was like, are y'all okay over there? Girl, we got scared. And the pain in my leg went away. I was like,
oh my God.
I didn't want him telling my grandparents nothing, honey. I was like this.
Girl.
Mr. Barry, I just hurt my leg. He said, all right now, y'all be careful over there. Yes, sir.
Y'all's phone number was on the list. You remember 911 used to be 373-2222 growing up. Yeah, it wasn't 911 until we was like a little older.
Okay.
Y'all number, the Sphinx, the Penix.
Yes.
911, y'all number, the Sphinx, the Penix.
Yes, that was it.
Miss Ruby.
Yes, and Miss Ruby. Yes. Oh,
listen,
girl, let me tell you, we had adventures in that neighborhood. Oh.
My aunts tell me all about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew how I wanted to play softball because y'all play softball.
Right, yes. Yes.
That was the link. That was the link.
It was. So here we are in this opportunity for us to come back together again on this platform.
Yes.
And really, we are the product of a legacy of great people who love people and who love the community. Because both of, your grandfather and my grandparents, they love the community. They love people. And blessings that we've gotten in this life, they come from the seed sown by our grandparents and our parents, our other family members. And so the seeds that I sow now, because I don't physically have children, I haven't given birth to any children, but I got a bunch of kids. So I got godsons and I got goddaughters and I got mentees and I got all this stuff. And my seeds now are going to be blessings to them and blessings to my nephews and my nieces. So I'm just excited about that. I'm excited about being the recipient of my mother's blessings because of the things that she's done and everything. And so I feel like God is just bringing up that whole abundance of stuff that they sowed for us, the prayers, the hopes, and the dreams.
The prayers.
Oh, yes, honey.
We prayed down from 1980s.
Yes. Come on.
Down, because I know your grandmother prayed for my family.
Yes. And your grandmother, when my uncle Tony was hit by a car, she was the first person out there, and she talked to him, kept him calm because he got hit hard. That car hit him hard. He lost 2 front teeth. We thought he was gone. And she talked to him and everything. And I'm on the ground. And she's like, and
you were the consummate actress because only you can take me from a stunned state of mind to laughter.
Yes, that's me. We great. And so there's nobody like the Glover Street Savers. You remember that? You remember that little game?
I heard about it.
JoJo was in it. Oh, you talking about they don't know who these people are. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. That just let them know that there's flavor in the favor. I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, it is. And so it's just a blessing. Who would think that these young people from Glover Street would come out and just be great? There's such greatness. We were surrounded by greatness, great people, and people who are doing great things and stuff now. So I am thankful for my community. I wish we had that level of community that we used to have back in the day. There were so many benefits to it. And now we are isolated in our homes. Some of us are scared to let other people know what we got, what's going on, because they're gonna come in and break in and try to do whatever, you know what I mean? And we don't have that level of community like we used to.
We talked about that on another episode about, gatekeeping and people not wanting other people to be aware of the tools or the elements that are necessary for success. Yes. But again, I'll say what God's got for you is for you, even if you're doing something similar or something exactly like another person right next to you. That's their blessing and this is yours, and you're more than welcome to share with others what it is to get you places. I will say that Tabitha Brown is a good example of that too, because she'll tell you all about what she did. Because she is so confident in what she's doing. There's nothing that anyone else can take away. And you are the same exact way, because you are a teacher, because you are an administrator, you and a creator, first and foremost. You don't mind sharing what it is that got you where you are, because you know that Ursula O Robinson's gift is hers. Right. And Jimmy Jones over here, I can tell Jimmy Jones exactly what to do, and that will be conducive of what God's plan is for Jimmy Jones. That is one of the greatest things that I have ever realized.
Rita, one of the things that helped me get to this place also too is that my good friend that I talked about her before, Arisha and I were going up for the same roles. We would actually compete for each other to do the things. And at one point in time, I felt like she was getting everything, and I was like, yeah. And then another friend of mine said, well, you got to make a decision. Are you going to be able to live with that or not live with that? Right? And I said, well, I can live with that, because guess what? I know that what's for me is for me. And the things that she gets is for her. But our coming together and working on it was mutually beneficial to us both. It helped me to grow as an actress. And even having her as a friend, not just an actor friend, but a friend, a sister, has been so beneficial to my life. She is so awesome to me. And so part of what I've learned from our relationship is to really and truly know that if something is for you, it is for you. It may take 5 hours to come to you or 5 years, but it's coming to you if it belongs to you. If God hasn't, so you having this thing or that, it's going to come to you. You just got to be in position.
That's right. Positioning is everything.
Everything.
Because that means you have to deal with the highs and the lows, and even in those moments where you feel like, man, I'm giving up on this, I don't have time for this anymore, or I don't want to deal with that individual. Just like you said about that instance where you had that one bad experience on set, and it might have just been an individual that you didn't necessarily agree with or work out with, but you still came in there and did your job. And I think that is a significant part of how we overcome obstacles and still see the glory in the things that God has set forth for us. I personally, I don't take too much time on me because it's all about you today. I personally would I used to just back down from situations whenever I felt, I don't mind confrontation or anything like that. I'm a very, where I come from. So I don't mind saying what I got to say.
Right.
But you know, I used to just really be like, well, I guess I'm not good enough. I'm just gonna go to step to the left. I don't do that anymore. I learned that in my 30s. I can't do that anymore because that right there was just part of the test to see if I'm ready. And the readiness is all, especially whenever you can identify whenever it is that something might be a conflict or a challenge and you press through it.
Right. Yes, conflict and challenge. Yes, and then and even with the relationship that I have with Ursula and with my other actress friends and everything, I don't think that I ever felt jealous. I just wanted to get the same stuff she was getting.
Yeah.
But I knew she deserved to get what she was getting because I seen her work. Honey.
Yeah.
That girl fire.
And she can work.
Yeah, that girl is fire. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and then the person talking to me, they was like, you accept this or you don't accept this. You make that decision, but that's with everything. Because I was just talking about relationships with the person.
Yeah.
I was talking about I got all these relationships with these other actors. We all are maybe in the same kind of category. So we all auditioning for the same thing. So do you say because we're all auditioning for the same thing, I can't take this, I can't take this, jealousy is going to come about if they get this or whatever? Well, why? Because you're all really feeding each other.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all all feeding each other and working together. And see, that made me grow. You know, it made me grow because I didn't look at it as I'm competing against her or the other ladies. I'm really, I don't even say, people say compete against yourself. No, I don't even think I was competing against myself. What I was doing was showing up and being in the right position. So I just had to make sure that I was in the right position and that I was giving what I need to give. I had to make an adjustment to stage from working in theater to television and film. And part of that was learning how to work with this different medium. So, and with me working with these other actresses, they strengthened me and showed me where I needed to get my strength from, where I needed to come up on the plate, adjustments that I needed to make. And so, and when I first started, I was insecure about my ability to conquer this particular medium because I'm very big. I'm theatrical. I never doubted my acting. Yeah, because I've always been able to act. And I could stand flat-footed and tell you this from A to Z to 1 to 1,000, 1 million. I can act. Now, I give what the camera needs and not overpower the camera. Because, you know, I'm Zaza, I'm entertainer. I'm a pop, you know, that's me. Yeah. I had to learn how to make sure that my inner truth spoke louder than my movements and, you know, those kind of things. And so it's that connection and it's the eyes. And Ursula really helped me with that because she's also my coach.
See how it works?
Yeah, you see, look, feed. And we feed off each other and we do stuff together. So it's been great. It's it's been a wonderful journey. And listen, I'm just at the beginning. This is just.
I was gonna ask you what's next. I know Beauty in the Black
Part 2 is coming sometime. Now I saw a date published, and then I heard somebody say that's not correct. So, but it's coming. It says spring. So look for the spring of this year. And I got some other projects that I can't reveal to you what they are.
Of course.
As they come up, I'll let you know. And right now, I'm working on a book, and it's coming out in spring also. How to Live Your Dream in 5 minutes a day. Why 5 minutes a day? Because some days that's all I had. And so a lot of times you think, I can't do it because I'm too busy. If you can carve out 5 minutes in every day, it will add up and it'll bring you to where you need to be. I promise you it works. Because once you find that 5, you're going to find that you got 10, and then you can find 20, and then you can find 30. Because the first thing you got to do is sit down and create a vision for yourself. What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? How are you going to get there? Then also part of that 5 minutes is knowing which classes to take, because I still take classes. I still go out there. Yo, no, baby, you got to. Yeah, I'm forever
learning never stops.
Yes, never stops. I take all kinds of classes. When I first started, I was like, I got 3 degrees. I don't need no classes. That's where I was. I don't need no classes. And then I realized, oh, you need classes. No, baby, you need
that sounds like a New York Times bestseller to me, because I've never heard the concept of 5 minutes, but the way you break it down, because you're concentrating and looking at your craft 5 minutes a day, it's going to increase your time inside of that particular thing. That's amazing.
It is. And it's the way that I approach things. Because, you know, not only am I producing and writing and teaching as I also have a company, a production company, Ursula O Robinson Productions. I also have a art academy, and where we're bringing drama to the kids in school. I also do things for the church. I work with Spiritual Foundation Ministries. I also do other things. So I had all these things on my plate. And where in here is room for my dream? Because my dream is the dessert, right? So if I'm at a buffet and I got this big old plate and it's full of pot roast, I really like pot roast, but pot roast and rice and all this other great stuff, and I'm looking at this plate and I can barely hold this plate. You know that Thanksgiving plate? You've been smelling all that good stuff and you're ready to eat, chomp, 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 and your hands are full like this. How do you pick up your drink? How do you pick up your dessert?
That's right.
I had to learn, because sometimes you got to go put your plate down, go back and get your dessert. You know how we do, get your dessert. And what I have learned to do is sometimes get my dessert first and then come back to the plate.
Listen.
Because when I eat that dessert, if it's good, you know how that,
that's right. I dance when I eat too.
Yes, honey. Yes,
real good.
People, yes. People don't understand it. Hey, I don't know where it comes from, but when it hits their mouth right.
Let me do it again. Let me hit it again.
Yes. Because if you get that dessert first, I promise you, it makes that plate much, much tastier.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where can we find you? Where can we find you on social media? And how could someone contact the Ursula O Robinson Production Company?
Yes. Okay. You can find Ursula O Robinson Productions. Earthstatic is also my stand-up. I do stand-up comedy too. So Earthstatic is stand-up comedy. All of that is on Facebook. Ursula O Robinson, Earthstatic, Ursula O Robinson Productions. I'm on Twitter as Ursula O Robinson. I'm on TikTok as @LadyUDrama. You know, it's back on now. And I'm also on Instagram at Ursula O Robinson. And if you would like to contact me about performances or appearances or anything, you can reach me through my social media. Right now, I am working on my website and getting everything together so that you can have a different connection to me. So just bear with me while we get that together, and we'll have that out and finished in time to launch the book, because a lot of people come to me and they talk about things that they want to do, and they just talk about it because they have no concept of how to get there. I got a vision and I see myself, but I don't know what's the first step to take. What's the second step? How do I get to the dream? And that's what I do every day. Every day that I teach. I also teach, look, as I'm telling things like, girl, you got so much. But I also work with Upward Bound at Claflin University. And so I teach 10th through 12th graders. And part of my work as a humanities writing teacher, which I did before, now I'm teaching them drama, was to prepare them for college to do their essays. And so their essays, their college essays, we talked about dreams. And I talked to them and I said, your parents may not have been able to live their dream because they had children, because they had responsibilities. Hopefully you don't have any kids at this stage of time, and your biggest bill may be your phone bill.
That's right.
So right now is a great time for you to chase your dream. Don't worry about this street life or what other people are doing. You need to put in that work so that you can live your dream, because your parents, some of our parents, really worked hard and wore their bodies down trying to provide for us. But you can do it smarter, not harder.
That's right. That's right. Man, it has been a blast having you on. We might have to have you on again.
Yes, I would love that.
We might have to have you on again.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to see you doing all the great things that you're doing. You're an artist in your own right, you know, and people know your work and know what you go around and what you do. So I'm proud of you for standing up, being Sharita, and being who you are, doing what you do. You are the legacy of a great, great family. So
to God goes the glory, and I'm so thankful that I can see that I can be seen in that way, especially by people that have known me a long time. You know, I really didn't know that I was going to even take these types of direction because I was kind of shy. You know, my mama wasn't shy.
No,
I was kind of shy. I was kind of shy growing up. And you know, I'm telling you, when God wants you to do a thing, He's gonna make you do a thing. It started with speaking in church, doing church announcements, speaking publicly. When I was 7 years old at United Institutional Baptist Church on East Market Street.
Yes.
So yeah, you know, we was all steeped in the Word.
Yes,
growing up.
Definitely, honey. Now we tossed the word out when we went outside, but yeah, we all
the seed was sown, so we always had to bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. That's it. Bring it back.
That's
so
right.
Those seeds are still in us. Isn't that beautiful?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. We're gonna go ahead and close out. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to visit with us here on the Figures of Speech Talkcast. This is Ursula O Robinson. I'm Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz, and this has been the Figures of Speech Talkcast on Blast Music 24/7.
Thank you for having me.